by Paco, everybody.
Well, the love sack is a little old place where we can get together. Love sack, baby. Love sack, baby. I got me a Chrysler.
That just made my day.
It seats about 20. So come on. I should say it like what's his name, Ed Snyder, whatever, something Snyder. I should tell I saw my first titties to the song Love Shack. It was fucking awesome. Like, I was at, yeah, like.
Things happen on Love Sack.
Oh, man. So, like, I was, we had just watched the Broncos and the, Packers Super Bowl. It was the one where the Broncos beat the Packers. And it was like John Elway's second victory, and we were at the neighbor's house, and she was like, "Oh God, I hope he doesn't watch this." Well, whatever, don't matter. He's not with her anymore. I'm not name dropping, but she was like, "Come on, help me clean up and all this," and like it was weird because like I was only a teenager. I think I was like 16 or 17, but I kind of had like the hots for her, and she's like, "Come on, if you guys help me clean up the house, I'll do a dance for you guys." And we're like, "No way!" Like she's not gonna do it. We're like, oh, she must just be desperate. So we helped clean up the pad and everything. And, like, lo and behold, like, her husband was like, come on, you said you'd give everyone a dance. And so we, like, put a speaker on the ground, like, Howard Stern Private Parts style. And, like, well, let's turn on the radio because we didn't have, like, any music, which was weird at the time. Turn on the radio. And Love Shack comes on. So she comes out and, like, she only got as far as, like, pulling up her sweater, but it was, like, at least I saw him. I was like, that's pretty cool, like, so.
Oh, jeez.
Little be no.
Is that what it
Yeah, well, it was really interesting because, like, it was one of those, like, oh, man, like, even though I had a thing for her, my buddy that was about a year and a half older than me, she kind of had a thing for him. But she was a crazy chick. Like, it was, like, real crazy. It ended up being that I guess she ended up living, like, doing drugs out in Santa Barbara. And she's not with the dude anymore. The husband's up and up guy. Like, he's a prison guard, has his shit together. It was just, they were crazy. It was one of my first experiences seeing, like, crazy couples fight. Like, oh, so this is what I have to look forward to if I get married. But my wife's not crazy like that at all. We're not crazy at all. But, my sister-in-law is, and I gotta say, you know, like I was excited. Everybody was going off about the vaccine or not, and I'll tell you this much. They can give my sister-in-law the vaccine, and if it kills her, then we win. And if it doesn't kill her, then we win. Like, it's a win-win. We either kill her twat ass, and like everyone's happy. Except for her grandkids, like, hey, your grandkids, you guys are gonna grow up and find out your grandmother's a piece of shit anyway. So, like, I hope you find this one day and be like, why is he saying all those mean things? Like, cause it's fucking true. But if she lives, then, haha, lo and behold, it didn't kill somebody. So either way, you gotta have them lab rats. Shout out to Dave Sheehan talking about the white people barrel. That's a 4-star. I still work there, so I got to be super careful. But one of my favorite jokes to crack there is when we get a salad, it's supposed to go with crackers. And I always grab the salad and I put the crackers on them. I'm putting white people on the salad. Get it? And, like, they hate that joke because they're like, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, it's Santa Maria. Like, find a white person to get mad about that joke, and like then we'll talk. Like, because there's a few white people, but not enough to speak up against like the other population in the city. On that note, I probably should just take this thing off in case I cut this joke up like lines and decide to like have a part of it where I'm not wearing that thing. 311P represent, baddest show ever. Mean Dave's gone. Last time Mean Dave was on and I said some shit, I went before him, and he said some shit and he, like, buried me. And, like, at first, you know what, like, I'll tell you guys, like, I took it to heart cause I'm a young fragile comic. I've never had mean things said about me before. I'm so fragile. But he did get me on a bad day, and I was like, oh, that motherfucker. But then I thought, you know what? I feel accepted, because one day if I ever have a Netflix special, I'll be like, hey, I got Mean Dave. It was so cool. It was like a badge of honor. Like, There's my Mean Dave. He went off on me. I got Mean Daved. Kind of like getting your ass beat once. Like, okay, you're in. Like, I'm like, oh, I wanted to thank him for that, but he like scurried off just like. Cause I came in here at the end and got the fucked up fifths. I'm not even here for sloppy seconds or thirsty thirds. I'm right here. I'm closing out the bit and I'm doing fucked up fifths where you're just like, oh, like, is there anything left of her? Like, it just looks like it looks like the bottom of the pastrami bag, and you're like, I guess I gotta eat, and you just kind of dive in a little. Like, I'll stick it in there still. I don't give a shit. You know what? I'll tell you this much too. Oh, and Desiree's gone. She was gone from talking about the Uncrustables. Like, I love...
Yes.
Those things are weird. They're like it is true. Like, if you're too lazy to whip up a peanut butter sandwich, like my dog can. I've said this before, but people always say like, "Oh, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, woman." Like, motherfucker, like if a sandwich impresses you, like you need to up your standards. Like I get down to the kitchen. I need my wife to make way more than a sandwich to impress me. You better be able to whip up some like chicken marsala or like something like way better than a sandwich, because I can make a sandwich. I can go buy one at the gas station. I can take 2 Ritz crackers. I can take 2 Ritz White Peoples and stick a piece of meat in the middle and be like, there's my sandwich right there. Boom! Callback. The fuck. And I wanted to tell Joe Gorman, yeah, you know what? Like, I know we love to question God, but there is a God, and if you don't think he is, I'm going to tell you how he exists, how I know he exists. He spoke to me through 2 restaurants. I DoorDash, and I'll be around this city in Santa Maria, where you guys live up in heaven, where God cares, in San Jose, wherever else God cares more than he does here. Here in Santa Maria, if you open a business, if you want your business to fail, open it here. I promise it will fail. You'll waste money quicker than a cocaine addiction. Well, maybe not. Depends on how quick you're going through your blow. But if you open a business here, it will fail, because that's what it does. Like, Popeyes is the shit in like LA or Krispy Kreme. Like, I love going to those places, and you have to go to these super seedy ass, ghetto ass places in LA, and they're so tasty, and they're still so nice. They open them here in Santa Maria, and they're like the worst version. If you want, like, how do you fuck a Popeyes up? Put one here. Like, they're dicks. The food don't come out right. The chicken's all dry. Everything. They don't have like black people back there cooking it, so it doesn't come out the way it's supposed to. Mexicans do okay, but like they don't have like the right people cooking that shit, because there's not enough of them here to do it. Same for Krispy Kreme. I don't know what they're doing, but the places where it's like, oh God, people have to be all religious to work there. In-N-Out Burger and Chick-fil-A. God super cares about those places, because the Chick-fil-A here is still bomb. And the In-N-Out Burger here is still bomb. I worked at that bitch, and there's always a line and a half around that place. Yeah. But, you know what? The In-N-Out's a well-oiled machine. They'll get you in and out. Like, they're the 2 places during quarantine. Like, their food's still good. They're still quick. And even doing deliveries for them, like, they're doing really, really well. In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A. In this town where nothing else fails, they're the places that are like, yeah, we believe in God. And like, if you own a business, you probably start believing in God, so like, Santa Maria doesn't shut your shit down. Like, I'm going to go around telling people, hey, there's this thing called the Bible. You should read it and believe in this guy, unless you want your business to fail. And I'll leave it on this. You know, I know people are sketch about the vaccine, and they're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, hold on, I'm going to piggyback real quick. I'm in on that, but here, let's curb that one. I have been on I was on the The Prices Right, but I went with my buddy Eric, and okay.
Eric Summers?
No, this guy's name is Eric Kaysen, and I'm name dropping him because who does he look like? Drew Carey. Our shirts all say Drew's long lost brother, and his shirt said Drew's long lost brother. It actually was kind of funny when we went and waited in line and did the whole thing. We're like, hey, Drew, over here. And he's like, holy crap. And Drew Carey talked to us. He's like, my dad was a busy man. So I know Joe went off on like him having scripted jokes, but there's no way Drew Carey scripted that there's going to be a motherfucker that looks like him. And he told some story about like he owns a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he gets to beer taste because my friend worked for Budweiser at the time, and he's like, oh, you work for a beer company. I get all the beer I want because Budweiser and I own part of the Maple Leaves. And he's like, I never go drink the free beer because I have to go to Toronto to do it, which is going to be a double dip to Joe and Desiree. But they're all gone. So, but that's my story there. And my final thing I was going to touch on was Pfizer does make Viagra. And I thought I'd end on a real personal note just for fun. You know what? I got to tell you, the Viagra's supposed to be for older people. But if you're my age, like, get you some Viagra and fuck around with that. Like, get it like you're looking for some other drugs. Go get that instead. Oh my God, it'll give you like a fucking billy club. Like, your shit'll look like that. You're just gonna be like, smashes, and it looks like that and everything all hard and red. And when you bust, it feels like it's gonna pop off and like the tip's gonna just fly across the room like a fucking champagne bottle cork. All pew! And then you're ready like 10 minutes later again. And you're just like, Hulk second smash. And you're just, That's what that shit's like. So, men, get used. You know what? Women too, get some and see if it makes the doorbell like reach all the way out to the fucking street. Ding ding. I don't know. Try it out. Let me know. Viagra review. See if they'll give you a free sample when you go get your vaccine or whatever the hell they're doing these days. I'm Ezra Paco. Keep it easy, my Pacos. Thank you guys for letting me do this. Thank you.
Paco. Yeah, go try Viagra. This is my excitement, my microphone.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
You know, I think every older woman that's with a man that uses Viagra, you know, this is older, they're like, they get annoyed with it, right? With Viagra? I don't know. I've heard that.
Well, it takes you a while because then you're like, oh, well, like, I don't have 45 minutes. I have 45 seconds, but he's got 45 minutes. Fuck. Get there, Clint.
I don't know. It would be fun. I don't know. What am I saying? I'm by myself with my dog.
Can you build a tolerance to Viagra?
You can build a tolerance to anything.
There's Gail Jones.
Can you?
Would know.
I don't know. I'm gonna try it out. I'll be the lab rat.
I'll do
it by myself.
Cut it in half. Cut it in half. Like, you can DM me. I'll tell you everything you want to know or need to know.
Oh my God.
I don't give a fuck.
So much.
I hope you took notes because I like to educate people. I hope you took notes. That's my goal.
You always educate. Your set is always informative.
We learn something new. We do.
That's a review of his set. It's informative.
No, it's badass and it flows.
That's funny.